called discriminant, right? Right? Do me a favor, take these three quadratics and put them in a calculator and tell me what you recognize. If you don't have a calculator, use the formula, right? Take these three quadratics and tell me what you'll get, right? Right, take these three quadratics, tell me what you get. X squared, right? Solve this, tell me what you get. Don't worry, to solve this one, we already have the answer. And then solve this one here for now. We already have the answer here, right? Solve the one on top and the one on. What you all got here? -1. +1, right? Just one value alone, right? This one is two values. This one is what you all got here. Forget error, nothing wrong with that, huh? Right, we see I, nothing wrong with that. What y'all got for the last one? For the last one? I imaginary number, right? So you're right, no real solution. Right? There's an imaginary solution. You will learn about that later on. But I'm gonna show you what you say. If you find the square root of 4, what's the answer? 2. Could you find the square root of -4i? No, but yes. Right? Watch what you can do. Right? What you can do is write it like this. The square root of -4i is the square root of 4, 2. And then see this here? Because there is no solution to this, they call it an imaginary solution or an imaginary value. So they call it I. So every time you see I, that's an imaginary solution which represents the square root of -1. Right? But it's something that you wouldn't do until unit 2 pure ones. Right? So every time you see I is an imaginary solution. Okay? Right, nice. So whenever we solve a quadratic, we have 3 options. Remember to only put your name and your email if it's not there, right? What was I going to tell you? Right. If you look here, whenever you solve a quadratic, you have 3 options. Your first option is you have one solution. The second option is that you have 2 solutions. The third option is it could have no solutions. What determines this? Right? If I'll do number 1, right? Right? There is something in the formula that controls that. So if you have x squared minus 2x plus 1 and you want to solve it using the formula A, B, C, right? And the formula is x is equal to minus b plus and minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Right? If you look here, I can substitute the value minus b, that's plus 2. Right? Plus and minus the square root of minus 2 squared minus 4 by e by c. All over 2 by 1. So I'll end up with 2 plus 4 minus 4 is 0. Right? Right? 2 plus and minus 4 is 0. Right? So, sorry, 4 minus 4 is 0. So what you will recognize here is that you're going to do what? 2 plus 0, 2 minus 0. Still going to give you the same answer, which is 1. If you were to do the same thing here and here, you would recognize that something will happen inside the square root. For example, the last one. The last one here, you would get the square root of a negative value. That's why you have no solution, right? So what controls 1, 2, 3 options here is this. Call that right? We call it the discriminant, right? This b squared minus 4ac controls if it has 1, 2, or 3 or sorry, 1, 2, or no solution, right? To end up with one solution, b squared minus 4ac is equal to 0. To end up with no solution, this is less than 0. To end up with two solution, this is more than 0. Everybody okay with that? Right? Copy that down. Let me give that a little note.
Thanks. Thank you. Oh, yeah. All right. So what's stupid is it?
Right, nice. As I was saying, guys, make a note of that. No solutions, one distinct solution and two real solutions. Right, you'll understand why I'm using the word real, right? Because this has solutions, but it is imaginary, right? I just left out the word real here, right? Okay, today, so went on by campus without some take care of it. But I went down there, was cool. Morning. Right, make a note of that, right? Right, for those who know loudly, we're looking at in a quadratic, whenever they give you one solution, what does that mean? When they give you two solution, what that means, and when you have no solution, what that means. All right. So now we're gonna take a look at how to apply this, right? What's up? So, right, because we all came out to class last week, we don't have to have class mechanical on Saturday, right? So they don't whatever extra groups and when on the fourth. No, kind of what happened is before easy.
Yeah.
But right now, you can start from right there. You can start from that side, right? Right, let's try a few examples. Let's start with something easy. Right. So see if I give you something like this, and I said find the number of solutions. I don't want this solution. I just wanted to find the number of solutions. What you'll do? I don't want you to work it out. I don't want to know if it's 9 and 3 or 4 and 2. All I want to know is the number of solutions. What you'll do? Use that. Right? Find b squared minus 4ac. Right? B squared is minus 5 squared. A is 3 and C is minus 2. And if the value is more than 0, we here. Equal to 0, we here. Less than 0, we here. right? If you work out this, you will get something more than 0. So you will just tell me 2 real, and let me use the word this, squeezing this thing there from up, please. 2 real and distinct solutions. Right? Just squeezing the word distinct up. I have the book. All right, I'll show you the book. Yeah. See that again. You're okay with this? But of course, it'll be this easy, right? Let's warm up a little bit, right? Let's warm up a little bit. I'm gonna give you one, and you tell me how many solutions it has. How many solutions does the second one have? I determine how many roots, right? That's but my little son team is not boys as well. And he's run 5 years. So it's real upset. So he's real upset. No, but he didn't want to, he wanted to come and get time, but. No, what his coaches would watch on the site to see what the action, what time is it. Peel one? Who does peel? Oh, okay. Check on the site and be on the site, huh? What y'all got here? Less than 0? Yeah. Is there B in here? There's no B, and the C is 2. Right? So B squared minus 4AC, you don't need the value, huh? 0 squared minus 4 by 2 by 2. You don't need the value. You don't have to write minus 16. Right? All you have to do is tell them it is less than 0. Therefore, no real roots. Right. Now, questions don't come like this. Questions come like, yeah, solutions or roots. They both mean the same thing. Ready? So I'm gonna give you one that you will most likely see it like, and I'll do the first one for you, right? Okay, so the question will come. What the question will do is the question will say, well, here's what, right? Matthias, I have 2 real distinct solutions. Can you find E? right? Just come and reverse. It'll tell you that it has two real solutions. So you will know b squared minus 4ac is more than 0. Then what you have to do, plug in A, plug in B, plug in C, and solve it. Right? And you'll be able to get the solutions for E. Right? So we're gonna go reverse now. Are you okay with that? Right? It's a little long, but write this down. I've taken them from this book, right? So plenty of you are using this in school. Find the values of K. Find the values of K if find the values of K I'll give you a hard one time because I will help you, right? Find the values of K if x squared minus 2kx plus k plus 2. Oh, shit. This one is easy. Right? Find the values of k such that x squared minus 2kx plus k plus 2 has equal roots. Has equal roots. Has the equal roots. Right? What does equal roots mean? Equal roots means that you technically only have one solution. That's okay? If your roots are equal, how many solutions do you really have? One. All right? So equal is the same as one. What do we know happens when you have one solution, Adrian?
That's gonna be the
B squared
that's all. One B squared is
minus
equal
4.
to 0.
Equal, very good. So p squared minus 4ac is equal to 0. What's the hard part? The hard part is to figure out what is A, what is B, and what is C. Not all the time the question will look like this. You have to rearrange it and put the x squareds, then the x, then the constant. Okay with that? I think they will cahoots on this, so we had to hurry. Right, tell me what's A here? A is 1. What is B? Minus 2k. What is C? Right? Be careful here. Don't forget to include the sign, right? This is plus k plus 2. This is plus 1. This is minus 2k. Now, all I'm going to do is put everything in here. So that's minus 2k squared minus 4 by A by C is equal to 0. Right? Your objective here now is to be able to solve it. Minus 2 squared minus 4 by k minus 4 by 2. Everybody okay with that? Now go take calculator and solve. Tomorrow you get for k. Go take how much? Right? Minus 1. Right? And that's it. Those are your values to solve with it. All right? Now I'm going to give you one. Now I'll give you an inequality as well to solve. So we could end up with equations to solve or inequalities like I showed you at the beginning of the class. Okay? There, John. Right, so this brings us to the end of quadratic theory wise, right? So for next week, we have to write this story on the quadratic. It's a story. So the heading is the quadratic and you have to write the essay on it. Right? I'll give you the template and you have to fill everything in. Right? It's everything about the quadratic that we learned. Yeah. You know. And add math on the quadratic. And quiet, go back to the round. Right? If you don't have a calculator, you'll have to go to the long way, right? Factorize and solve or use the formula. Last part. Ready? Online? You're okay? Right? Remember, in questions like this, you can either get an equation or inequality. An inequality, right? Tyler, are you okay there? Alexandria? Eden, are you okay? Food? Drink, all right, try number 3 here. Find the values of k. Find the values of k. Just like that. Right? Same words. Right, but it has different rules. I'm gonna give you two different ways, right? Right, this is one, and I'm gonna give you a few others. Find the values of k. If the equation, find the values of k if the equation x squared plus k minus 2x plus 10 minus k equal to 0 has equal roots. Equal roots. Try that. Remember what equal roots mean, right? Right, substitute and solve, right? Remember, if you get inequality, remember the one I'm gonna give you is an inequality after, right? Online, you can message your answers, K, please. Right, where do I find this SB and all, right?
Yeah. Going to the mental. So you add. But yeah, you have to know this. Because they have a minus. Oh, since we have minus. Yes. It's weird. If you minus two, keep equals two. Oh. Okay. Square root of 6. Yeah, easy. Right, you put.
Let's see what you got. Hopefully you have A is 1, you have B is K minus 2, right? Most people had this step, right? They set equal roots, so we can say that B squared minus 4AC is equal to 0.
Right.
And then take your time and substitute K minus 2 squared 4AC. Please do not write K squared plus 4. Right? Remember what this means, right? No.
Example 6, around example 16.
Which no, which I come from your phone. Right? Remember to expand it out fully, right? So you'll get K squared minus 4K plus 4. Okay? When you expand this, you'll get this. And then multiply it out. Minus 40 plus 4K. Right? Bring your like terms together. You would recognize that the K's will cancel. And I got minus 36. Move it across. K squared of 36. K is the square root of 36. Plus a minus 6. All right. Let's try one more easy one. And then we'll change it up slightly.
Why don't you say that? Because you take your loss. I think I'm not supposed to, it's the big amount. No, is it this one? The next one? Really? Answer. That's good. Me too, I love this. I like to also. Oh.
Actually, let me give it one. All right, try this one here. This one's a little bit different, right? Let's listen to it and let's see how we're going to attempt doing something like this, right?
Okay.
Find the values of K. Find the values of K. Find the values of K if the line. Find the values of K if the line x plus y equals to K, if the line x plus y equals K is a tangent. So for now, I mean, there's an example of how it is. Right? Find the values of K if the line x plus y equal to K is a tangent to the circle x squared plus y squared is equal to 8. X squared plus y squared is equal to 8. Right? So that looks or sounds nothing like what we've been doing all the time. Correct? Right? So what we have to find a way is we have to take that information and try to get it to look, we can handle this, right? So we have to go from that to this. Any ideas? Yeah. If you look at this here, this is a simultaneous equation. Right? This is a simultaneous. So remember I told you in math, you always have to take what it gives you and carry it to somewhere that you're comfortable with. If you're comfortable with something like this, then how do we turn that into that? Right? As someone said there, this is a simultaneous. Right? And what does tangent mean? How many solutions? Right. If a circle meets a line and there's a tangent, you're going to have one solution. So we're going to use equal roots. That's okay? So let's try and solve it now. From equation 1, y is equal to k minus x. That's okay? So I'm going to replace this y. Actually, you finish it from here.
No problem.
Right? Right? You finish it from here. Right? So substitute y in here and make it look like that. Oh yeah, I'll give you a minute. Right.
Yes. That's something is question.
You can time and find it out. I'll do this now. Make it look like that. Bring x squared together, bring x together.
Right.
Yeah.
I think I don't do that though.
It's also like it.
Might look like that.
Right. So this bring it case to the given. Take it to the function.
Yes.
X squared, that's the x squared bar. Minus 2kx, that's the x bar. And the x is 1. Minus 8 bar, that's the x squared.
Why did the aliens?
But the power for that is not local. Right, so you look at that's very easy. That's the key to it.
Oh, it is.
Right. Yeah, so it's part of the construct. Right, so you should have something like this. When we substitute, you'll get x squared plus k minus x squared is equal to 8. So when you expand this out, you'll get k squared minus 2kx plus x squared minus 8 is 0. Bring the x squareds together. Bring the x terms together. And then add up the the constants, right? K squared minus 8. That's okay? If we expand it properly, it will look like this. A is 2. B is minus 2k. C is k squared minus 8. Right? And the question said tangent, so we know that. B squared minus 4ac is. Oh yeah, start it out. Get you, yeah? Get you. But I get you? Right, so b squared is what? B squared is minus 2k squared minus 4 by A by C. Right? And we have to expand that out. So that will be 4k squared minus 8 by this is minus 8k squared minus 8 by that is plus 64 equal to 0. This is minus 4k squared plus 64. You can put it in the calculator or you can move it across. Right? You can divide. You'll get minus 64 and minus 4. You'll get 16. Square root of 16 plus and minus 4. That's okay? Right? Or you could just put it in the calculator right now. Right? Because you have A, B is 0, C is 6. Nice? Right. All I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you one, but you have to solve as an inequality. You have to solve the inequality. So instead of me giving you equations like this, it's an inequality. That's okay? And then you have everything you need. So one of the words to look out for, tangent, cuts twice, doesn't cut. Right? You have to look out for that, right? Right? As we're talking about that, I want you to note how it will look as well. If I give you a quadratic and you see something like that, or I give you a quadratic and you see something like this. Or I give you a quadratic and this happens. How many solutions it has here? So it means that p squared minus 4ac is. How many solutions you have here? So it means that p squared minus 4ac is. How many solutions here? None. Right? No solutions. All right? Let's add those in. If it doesn't cut twice, cuts once. Right, number four, that's all. All right. That's what? Same thing. Right now, if anybody has anyone to come and practice before, you can come Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, right? Right. Let's try this last one here. I mean, no, sorry, we're out of time. That's what I'll do. Right, then if I have one, no. Right, this one looking back. Right. This one looks bad, right? So let's try this one here. The equation online, you're getting through. And yeah, you know, I think it's online. Yes. I get one, or like I get two answers, man. For that update, no one understand answers. Solutions and answers, it's just like, but that's the last one.
Yeah, I think
I like that.
what we did do.
All right, so as I said, we're moving away from the equation now to inequality, right? So we're looking back at what we did at the beginning of the class. If the equation x squared plus 3 is equal to t by x plus 1 does not have real solutions. X squared plus 3, yeah. If the equation x squared plus 3 is equal to t by x plus 1, look at here, right? Does not have real roots. Does not have real roots. Find the range of values of t. Find the range of values of t. Find the range of values of t.
That's.
Yeah.
You talk to her, that's it. Right, so make this look like the other equations and solve it. What was the problem here? It's not, right, it's not really in the form, right? So you have to move it across and make it equal to 0. Right, quick.
Yeah, we do.
Right, let's see how we are arranging one.
One.
So we have x squared plus 3 is tx plus t. Bring everything on this side. That's okay? You got that? So A is what? B is what? And C is? Nice question. So how many roots?
Oh, God.
None, no real roots. B squared minus 4AC is? B squared minus 4AC is less than 0. Right? So B is minus T, A is 1, and C is 3 minus T. Right? Multiply it out. Right? We have B. Let me show you something correctly. Yeah? We have A and we have C. Right? Everybody okay with what YT is a constant, right? There's no X next to it. Right? So it will be always be the same thing. So I have T squared minus 12 plus 14. So that's T squared plus 40 minus 12. So what do we have here? Inequality, right? So we need the critical values. What's the critical values here? 2 and minus 6. Last step. Write here minus 6. Write here 2. They want less than 0. So less than 0 is here. Less than 0 is all the values between minus all the values between minus 6 and 2. Anybody show all the way there? Anybody all the way there? There we go. Minus 6 and 2. Right? You have to do the shading, huh? You can't just write the answer, right? You have to do the graph. Right? We're using the graphical method. Some of you all might use the table method in school. Araya, Isabel, Sandaya, Ika, 50. Wait, Sydney, you came last week too? Sydney, Adrian, here, Caleb, Tanya, Shannon, Matthias, Kira, Fernanda, Basically. Philip. I've been on Vegan, Ariel, Caleb, Amelia. Anybody did not? Yeah, their name. Last one. Last one, let's make it. What do you want to do?
Yeah, that's. Oh, I thought I read from it. What do you think?
That's one more one to do, no? Alright, I'm gonna get really cool real fast. We have one more to do, but kind of long. So you want to get really cool with that. This.
Is that? The detail connect my story. Yeah, but still, what's the is that it's on. My accent. I don't want to look here too. Yeah. It's what Sarah, everybody's from the. Go give me an escape, go give me an escape. If you had lived with it, I like this, like, yeah, I guess okay. I'm perfect.
I wanna see it now, but this one.
It is nice. It will come up it. It's like, yeah. One don't get on.
Got it? Okay, this is better, please.
You expect the left or right? I did like the street.
All is money book.
Oh. What should be this?
And all technical, the same thing as quick, right? But right, log in fast now. Log in quick. This is on the quadratic, right? Without Thompson. What I got it time on. Alright, hurry up. Anybody else? Log in quick online, log in quick, some of them online and free. Anybody else? Have I got you? Hurry up. 1 minute. I got you.
No, wait, it's. It has separate.
Everything is put up. That's going ahead, right? Alright, let's start.
There are. Good job, Sarah.
Equal to 2. Right? Not one pair, not one pair.
Oh, shot. All right, finish. No.
How many roots does it have? How many?
Oh.
Right? P squared minus 4 you see we just do that. Why have 4 over there? One. We all come up there, Tanisha. Which is it?
It's the.
Who's that? Oh.
Okay. We can look at something.
No, we got time. Let's have more games. Let's have plenty of games. Finish up one. That's done zero. The answer still on the board. Still on the board. Amelia, let's finish up one. So that part. Quick the calculator, get critical values quick.
Oh my god, oh my.
Oh, you guys have to catch here. Make one mistake. Easy, easy. I'll put plus beta this one. Really easy. Right, so I want to review your summary on maths for next week, right? Right, because we are doing the essay and then
It's a type. Oh, it's type.
double points again. True or false? Wait, siya po na. Kung Amelia was coming up there, no? What Amelia? Matia, second. Two more. I usually just had the form. Last one, double and key. Chance. Solve the equation. Pressure here. X plus 2y is 7. X squared minus 4x plus y squared is 1. People guessing already, think about. Huh? How they getting confused? I don't know. Not sure. Not sure. I don't know. Why probably glitch out there?
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's see what I get right. Am I worked out?
Yes, I do.
Right, then who comes second and third? Adrian, well done, Adrian.
I get a copy of it.
Hey, yes, good. Matthias, well done. And Sinisha, well done, Audra. Alright. Alright, online, that's it there. At Mass People, you all can log out.
Yeah, it's another one.
Oh, yeah, let's go.
Yeah. You must have.